This is the 91st minute.
Alrighty, welcome to the roundup. We got a few things to get to tonight. This is just a little look at some of the other stuff that's gone on in football this weekend. Chelsea, another poor result, 0-0 draw away at Bournemouth, 1 win in 5. Guys, how does Pochettino turn this around for Chelsea?
I think he's got to utilize Enzo better. I just feel like Enzo isn't deployed in the right manner, like what he does for Argentina or what he did at Benfica. He's just not. He can find the long opportunities, I guess, is the best phrase for it. And he's just not that guy. He's not being used as that guy right now. I mean, if you're gonna drop as much money as they did on him, it's kind of weird to not play to his strengths. To me, anyways, I don't see him training. Maybe he doesn't want to do that, but I feel like he's not being used properly.
Yeah, for me, Chelsea, they're a young squad. They didn't sign anyone over 25 or whatever or something. They are debilitated by injuries right now. Badiashile, Broja, Caicedo, Chalobah, Chukwuemeka, Fofana, Reece James, Romeo Lavia, Christian Nkunku, all injured. I think you just have to look at this as a process that's going to take a while. I do find all the signings that they signed, they didn't sign an out-and-out striker. I mean, they're really trusting, putting a lot of a lot of trust in Nicholas Jackson to be the one to produce the goals. I think they've assembled a decent squad that's going to take a little bit of time to gel. The injuries aren't helping. I think Pochettino is a good manager. I think the goal, I mean, without any big star signings, the goal is top 4, in a couple of years. And Nicholas Jackson right now doesn't seem like the guy who's going to get you there, and they might need to invest in a striker, funny enough. But
yeah.
I think you give him time. I'm not too crazy. What do you think, Milo?
5 years? You give Poch 5 years?
5 years total? Yeah, absolutely. 5 years
Okay.
Total. Yeah.
I don't think Bowley will, but that doesn't seem in a normal world, which this isn't now.
I think
but,
any successful... Okay, at least, maybe not Brighton. Brighton, I think they would have stuck with Potter for longer. But you look at Arsenal, how long has Arteta been there? 5 years?
4. He's in year 4, I think. Yeah.
I think he's year 5. All right, okay, I'm counting Emery as well. But that season, that was the 8th place finish, and then after that, this would be the start of his 5th season. Pep's obviously been there more than 5 seasons. Klopp's been there more than 5 seasons. I don't think it's crazy to think that if they're looking at a successful, they're trying to build a successful club, they'll change Pochettino, who is a highly regarded manager, I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
What do you think's up with Chelsea, Milo?
Nothing. Long may it continue. Next up in the roundup, Liverpool. Looking pretty good, I think. An early goal for Wolves couldn't stop Liverpool. Pretty impressive, coming back to win 3-1. Goals from Gakpo, Robertson, and an own goal sealing the points for Liverpool. 4 wins and 1 draw. Do you believe they are back? Are they a contender for the title? Yes or no? Well, with notes, if you like.
Contender, I think I'll stop at contender. I won't go to. I see them winning it this year. I think they have defensive issues.
By contender, just for definition's sake, to
top
be
4.
Yeah, in the title race.
Okay.
Whether that runs till, whenever City run away with it, whether that's March or
right.
Whenever it is the City do that thing that they do.
Yeah.
But for me, I think they'll be in the title race. I think I'm seeing enough.
Okay.
I think they'll be in the title race.
Yeah, they could be definitely in the title race. It was interesting. They gave a start to Kwanzaa, who I've never seen play before. I wonder how he did. I'd be curious to hear from Liverpool fans because of Van Dijk's red card, and that is the position that I think everyone was looking at during the summer, was that left center back area. If they could have strengthened that, I think people would have been no doubt thinking title contenders. But since they did not, I'd be curious to hear what his reviews were. I didn't watch the game. But I think we've seen that Szoboszlai is ready for the big occasion. I think Klopp made some good changes. He took off McAllister, and I think he dropped back Szoboszlai to a deeper role, I believe, or something. But yeah, I think they have a lot of good pieces, especially with Gravenberch coming in. You know, it seems like, you know, Klopp got backed, FSG backed him, you know, spent a bit of money, and they have a really nice looking squad top to bottom. A lot of good squad depth as well. I think they are contenders, yes.
And you said yes as well, Half, right?
Yep.
What do you
There
think
you go,
about
Liverpool fans. I said I think they'll be in the title race. I do.
Okay.
Quite impressed with them, yeah.
Okay.
Next up, City win again. I put yawn next to it. That kind of sums up my feelings about that. West Ham did give the rest of the league a glimmer of hope by taking the lead through Cultured's BFF, JWP. But Darko scored a nice, or Doku, if you prefer, scored a nice equaliser, nice goal, before Bernardo and Haaland grabbed one each to win 3-1. My question for you guys is, can anyone realistically stop it? I don't think they.
I don't think so. It'll have to be some kind of implosion of their own making to keep them from winning another one, I think.
I know we're 5-6 games in, whatever we are, but like 9 games in or whatever it is, but like I can't see anyone stopping him. Can't.
Yeah, it feels unfair, the signing of Doku, right? The upgrade is just is like, you know, you got rid of you sold Mahrez and you pick up Doku. And this is what I'm talking about. This is how a football organization should be run, you know. This is winning, you know. They're winning off the pitch, you know. Great signings. I do really like what Julian Alvarez is doing in Kevin De Bruyne's absence. I think he's filling that spot so well. I believe there was a free kick that nearly went in, or something. I just saw some highlights of this game. But yeah, City are playing really well. Doku had mentioned that he felt a little shy in his first game, and he kind of opened up in this game, and he did. He looked really good. Exciting player, and Pep called him a winger. I don't know if you guys heard that. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Everyone excited and hitting me up. Yeah, Milo Alvarez is free, because I've been saying free Alvarez for 18 months or whatever it is. But what happens when KDB comes back, guys? Does Pep? Because I feel like Pep just drops KDB straight back in. I mean, who gets sacrificed?
Alvarez.
Considering it, like, if it's Alvarez, like, how pissed would you be if you've played really, really well and you just instantly are dropped again?
Kevin De Bruyne is not young. He's what, 33?
He's not. But
yeah, so he I mean, I think you have going back to well-run organizations, the conveyor belt, you got a nice conveyor belt with Julian Alvarez ready to come in on that Kevin De Bruyne area. And yeah, Kevin might be rotated a little more than he was last season, depending on how they're doing. But yeah, I think I mean, if you look at the positions that Alvarez is taking, he's taking Kevin De Bruyne positions. And you know, he's
playing very,
they have
very well.
They have a nice brand of football. Obviously, I'm a little critical of the too much possession-based side of it, but you know, they take care of the ball well.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we do have. Let's move over to Serie A briefly. Inter Milan in the Milan derby. Inter spanked AC 5-1. Mkhitaryan giving them the lead. Remember him? Marcus Thuram was really impressive in the game, scored their second goal, which was an absolute banger. Rafael Leao did get one back fairly early in the second to make it 2-1, and at that point I was thinking, okay, game on, this could get a bit more interesting now. And then another from Mkhitaryan, a penalty for Çalhanoğlu, and I can't say that name. And a late goal from Fratesi made it 4 wins from 4 for Inter. They look very impressive this season, not just in that game. I think they've set their eyes on the Scudetto this year, and yeah, I think teams are going to find it hard to beat them.
Yeah, they made some great signings with Sommer, Pavard. I thought and Marcus Thuram on a free, like that's crazy. He was probably one of the most prized free players over the summer, and he went to Inter. It was a great pickup by them, and that goal he scored, good lord, that people say shots or goals stayed hit. That thing stayed hit through. It looked like it was going to rip through the net. That was just an incredible goal.
Yeah. You see any of that one, Cart?
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't see I saw the highlights of the game.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying Milan's like they're getting a lot of hype, right? They're hype team right now. Pulisic, Leao, you know. This is the 5th time Inter's beaten Milan in a row. You know, so it's like it's. I think a lot of people underestimated Inter. Yeah, the Marcus Thuram. How much did he go for? Like 12 million or something? I don't know how much it was actually. That's how much he was available for. I don't know what it actually ended up being, but yeah, I think this was the first. Both teams were on a winning streak as well for this match for the first time in a very long time. So I think it was hyped up pretty good. I was pretty hyped up about it. But yeah, I think Inter, you know, going from Lukaku to Marcus Thuram, you really see 2 different types of strikers and what they can do. This Marcus Thuram, big guy, but he's also mobile. And Lukaku, that style of striker, I just don't. I'm not a fan. Even though Roma did win.
The way they're setting up as well, they're getting more from Lautaro in every game than they did previously as well. So the way that, like, he's drifting out to the left quite a bit as well in the way that they're set up. So it's really working for them so far as Serie A goes. Obviously, you know, we'll have to see in Europe, but I don't think AC are. I still think AC will finish high this season. I think they'll be in the mix. But I think Inter are just a step above at the moment.
Yeah, Milan had some injuries as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's hop over to Germany. A game that we wanted to quickly touch upon was Bayern Munich 2, Leverkusen 2. Absolute banger of a match. I only watched the extended highlights, but it was enough to see that it was an end-to-end contest. Harry Kane opening the scoring, another goal for Bayern there. A wonder strike free kick from Grimaldo made it 1-1. I don't know if you saw that free kick, it was a beauty. Yeah, end-to-end for the whole match. Late on, Goretzka thought he'd won it in the 86th minute, and then a last-gasp penalty was converted by Palacios for Leverkusen. Hoff thinks Leverkusen can challenge Bayern for the title this season. What do you think, Cart? And then Hoff will you can explain why you think that.
Yep.
I think it's Bayern's to lose, just like every other season.
Yeah.
The only X factor is the GDX factor. Granit Xhaka in midfield for Leverkusen, who might make something happen. I do think Bayern will strengthen. I think they're going to pick up Paulinho, I think, in January, maybe. I don't know. That'll be a good signing. And yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen a whole lot of Bayern this season yet, but I do think that they still will be too strong in the long run. But yeah, Hoff, I'm interested to hear what you think.
I think seeing the progression of Leverkusen from the beginning of last season, Seoane, I think it's how you say his name, was the manager in charge. And Leverkusen looked dire. They were just so bad. There were serious relegation fears. And Xabi Alonso took over, and I just focused on like survival basically. And they almost, I don't think they finished in a Conference League spot. I think they just missed out on Europe, I believe. I forget how the table shook out at like those later European spots, but I think this year some of the signings they made and just another or more time playing under Xabi Alonso, the way that they looked Friday at Bayern Munich, I thought it was a very impressive performance to me. If they keep that level, I don't see any reason. Like Dortmund took it to the last game of the season last year and then blew it. Granted, Bayern didn't have a legitimate striker. Now they do. That might be, I mean, they might run away with it in March again, like they used to do when Lewandowski was there. But I think I wouldn't be shocked if Leverkusen pushed them a lot more than expected, I guess. It's probably the best way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch the Bundesliga like too closely, other than some of the bigger highlights. But like the atmosphere at the game was incredible. Like the stadium was just rocking. It seemed like a really.
And it was the kickoff to Oktoberfest as well, so everyone was ready to party.
Kyle,
I have
you
kind of
wanted
a
to add
dumb
something?
question. What is convalescence?
Convalescence.
Patrick Schick was injured with convalescence. Maybe something to comment down below if you know what convalescence is.
Never
Anyways,
heard of that as an injury.
Me neither. Me neither.
As an
It's like
injury,
Manuel
yeah,
Neuer,
the-
broken leg. Patrick Schick, convalescence. Anyways,
Convalescence.
Could be. Is it like personal time off or something?
maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. I thought that was I don't think I've seen that word
I feel
written
like
in
it's
my
going to
life.
be something like personal time off or something.
Yeah.
All right, last stop in the roundup, La Liga. Sorry to the diehard Getafe fans that watch this show. I know there's thousands of you. We are only going to speak about Madrid and Barca. Madrid coming back from an early goal to beat Sociedad 2-1 to stay top on 15 points. It's early days in La Liga, obviously. In form, Valverde and Joselu cancelling out Baranexchia's opener. No idea if that's how you say his name.
Oh,
Is that how you say his name?
I don't know. It sounded
I-
good.
It sounded pretty
sounds
good.
right? Yeah, Baranexchia. Yeah. 2-1 for Madrid. Barcelona smashing Betis 5-0. Goals from João Felix, Lewandowski, Torres, Rafinha, and Cancelo. Who is your money on, guys, out of those two, obviously? To me, it's obviously... Look, a lot of people are hyping up Atletico this season. I see that a lot. Lots of people hyping them up. I still think it's going to be between Madrid and Barca. And who's your money on? And if it's not those two, is it Atleti?
If it's not those two, I would, agree. It's Atleti. They did lose 3-0, I believe, or something.
Yeah.
They lost. But I do think it's Atleti, maybe Sociedad. I don't know if you saw. Well, we'll talk about that later. But I don't know. Barcelona's an interesting one, right? They got Cancelo in. They're playing some nice football. You know, this is a classic Barcelona scoreline. You know, I'm used to seeing growing up 5-0. You know, I don't know. I don't think I remember seeing a 5-0 in recent history for Barcelona. But Cancelo adds that, classic attacking fullback element on their side. And João Felix, you never know. João Felix seems like he could be a bit of a basket case, right? You're seeing it with Richarlison. You're seeing the mental struggles and whatnot. João Felix really needs to stay focused and perform, but he looked really good playing for Barca. He had a really nice dummy for Lewandowski's goal. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah.
Beautiful dummy, and that's the João Felix that I liked before when he was at Benfica, and I was hyped when he went to Atletico. I really hope João Felix turns it around, because he's
I think he's going to enjoy his football more at Barca.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Because he's playing almost like a second striker. Yeah, it was nice.
I like the chemistry he has with Lewandowski. I think that's a good, I know it's not a old school strike partnership, but it kind of has those vibes a little bit. I like their work together.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, that was it for this week's roundup.
Subscribe to the 91st Minute here on YouTube and use the links in the description to follow us on all social media platforms.